wanted the real, baby. Slow. I know you wanted the real. Glory on, baby. Did the real, willing to go far and beyond. Did the real, saw you came up the other day. Did the real, willing to please you in any way. I said you've been watching me. I know you've been stalking me. I know you like chocolate. Kiss me from the head down to my feet. Baby, Gloria, baby. I know you wanted the real. I know you wanted the real, baby. Slow. I know you wanted the real. I know you're the only one. They call you the only one. You said I'm the only one that can make you come. You said I can do it, baby. You said we can do it safely. You said you want me to grind in from behind. You said grown men won't know. 24/7 on the go. You said did the real running deep in that hole. I'm like, baby, goddamn, I'm on it right now. I'm like, baby, let's get it. Let's do it like that. I know you wanted the real. I know you wanted the real, baby. Slow. I know you wanted the real. They call her the creepy people. She says she wanna know the sequel. To let her tongue go low, real slow. She says she likes to do it, tryna dick full of spit. Look, did the rail, no hands, let the mouth expand. She got my shit hard and ready. Look the way she like to go steady. Did the rail about to go and let it flow. Baby, you don't wanna let time waste right now. Wanna hear you make that freaky ass sound. Give me some of that chocolate. Give me that chocolate, baby. 2020 was a bitch. All I wanna do is this. Motherfucker don't know. Derail in this bitch. Niggas like to go low, but they can't get with this. Nigga trying to make money, starting off real hard. Nigga couldn't even go. Wanna know what's the show? Derail on the mic, YouTube streets in the night, doing all that he could. Nigga gon' keep it hood, but the haters won't top me. Motherfuckers won't block me. Assholes gon' flag me. Motherfuckers can't stop me. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas wanna sit and stare. Derail better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas better sit and stare. Derail better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Derail getting lit, yo. Derail like FICO. Derail score higher than a 7-800. That's not a typo. Derail on horizon. China growth is higher. Troller trying to play me. They a motherfucking liar. AFW on a corner. Can't depend on honor. She recruit another sect. Now she is a wreck. Lame niggas in another space. Seeing dollar signs in this place. Good guys gon' protect the place. Trying to keep the fucking haters away. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas wanna sit and stare. Derail better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas better sit and stare. Derail better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas wanna sit and stare. Derail better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas better sit and stare. Derail better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Can you all hear me, guys? Welcome, everybody. This is Derail with the Conscious Clientele. Happy to be here, broadcasting from Derail the Rebirth. I know I am doing a late night live stream. I usually don't do these on a weekday, so this is basically going to be a treat. I'm decided to go ahead and do this live stream right now, guys. I am located in the state of Wyoming. Yes, I'm in Snow Bunny country right now. I came to come see my brother today, came see my family, and so forth. We had a great time today, man. I flew in this morning, stopped in Denver, then came to Wyoming and so forth. Been here since about 11 o'clock this morning. So I've been having a good time hanging out with my family, been eating some barbecue, chilling, drinking. I just got to had a little sip of that Crown Apple and Coke. That's one of my favorite drinks. That Crown Vanilla and Coke is also good too. But hey, I'm having a good time. Tomorrow I'm going to check out some sites throughout the city and so forth where he's located.
So I'm gonna definitely have a good time, and I'm definitely going to hang out with you all. Earlier today, I was over there by Be Accountable, came to check him out and everything. Checked out Be Accountable, wanted to show up. I know he did a, he does a little warm up for the debates and so on. So we definitely did that. Chopped it up with him while I was hanging out. So man, I'm on vacation right now. I'm on vacation up until Monday, and I'm definitely going to be checking in with each and every one of you as I go through this experience of just hanging out for the weekend from Thursday to Saturday. I mean, from Thursday to Monday. I'll be back in Houston that Monday afternoon around 5. So definitely look forward to doing a lot of content with you all while I'm on vacation. So Slender Guy said, not much, player. Definitely want to hear your opinion on this topic. Yes, can't wait to talk about this. What's up, Muslim? What's up, Black Cherubim? What's up, Tiff Griff? Miss Tiff, appreciate you coming in. I'm over here in Mountain Time right now in the state of Wyoming. See Slander God in the house, Germ on the board. So we got quite a few people up in here. Sit back, guys. I'm gonna allow the panel to come up, but I'm definitely want to address this situation. Again, guys, as you all know, I told you all I'm gonna start back doing some of my Manosphere stuff, some of my Manosphere content slowly but surely. Kind of mix it up between the Umar sector and the Manosphere as I did in the past. So I'm looking forward to doing this. Now, I know how Miss Tiff feel about Kevin. I don't know if she knows Cynthia G. I think Tiffany may know Cynthia G. Many of you who does not know Kevin Samuel at this point, and most people that are listening have known or heard of something about Cynthia G. Failed pro-black who's now hating on black men, and so forth, so forth. And now Kevin Samuels is basically image consulting / relationship guru at this point. So throughout Black YouTube, guys, Tiffany say fuck Kevin. She wow. Hey, everybody entitled to their own opinion. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And if Tiff want to say fuck Kevin, she want to say fuck none, hey, she has the right to say so. So I'm gonna say this. There are women that don't like Kevin Samuels, and there are women who are opposing of the manosphere for a variety of good reasons that I agree with in a lot of points. Not everything, but in a lot of points. They think Kevin is not a valuable asset to the black community, better yet, YouTube. And they've been wanting him to stop doing his content. This used to be the clothing and perfume and cologne guy. And my thing is that, look, man, y'all got to understand, Kevin found his lick. His lick was fooling black women, below average to average looking black women, to make them think that he knows what he's talking about when it comes to you finding the man that you want on the basis of finances. That's what he tricked black women into believing. He tricked black women into believing because he dresses nice, talks and speaks well and presents well with all of the glossy shit in the background. I know what I'm talking about. And I can help you get a man that looks like me. And I'm high value, allegedly. And even in that respect, it's up for doubt if you want to look at it from a longer term perspective. But there are women in Black YouTube, one that I know, and I have spoken to her in other chats, and I'm trying to get an interview with her that I'm not going to say her name, but for those who have signed the petition. And they signed a petition saying we want Kevin Samuel off of YouTube. We want him off of Instagram. Okay. First of all, see, because this is how this all started. And to be honest, this is nothing new because women have been wanting Kevin Samuels off of YouTube for a long ass time. So let's not pretend that this is anything new. They hate the fact that Kevin has the perspectives that he has, the way he speaks to women, the way he treats women, the way he minimizes the value of women, the way he talks about issues of weight, devaluing education, devaluing a woman's net worth and income, which to me is foolish, particularly in this state and time. And you're asking all these women to look for basically 4% of the population. As far as less than 4% when it relates to black men. And even if you look for those that want something other than black men, you're looking at 10 to 15%. And his show basically reinforces black relationships. He's not into talking to women. Well, at least that has changed, but in its infancy, it was geared towards black women. And for the most part, it is about black women. And he actually does not necessarily advocate for interracial dating. Because he kind of looks at interracial dating as a slap in the face to black men not being good enough. I'm not speaking for Kevin. I'm giving my perspective. But the bottom line is that there's a group of women, some I may know, I think I may know a few, and some I don't know, who have gotten together and they got this petition. Okay? They got the petition, and this petition is to shut him down. And I'm saying to myself, because this is about message to the petitioners, the ones who signed the goddamn petition. Why would YouTube get rid of that cash cow? Kevin Samuel has basically infiltrated all sectors of YouTube. Kevin Samuels has spilled into all types of platforms, social media platforms. Why would they give that up? What's up, Ghost? Why would they give that up? For what? So that you can be happy and they make less money? Let's look at the economics of this. Why would YouTube give that up? Why would Instagram give up the hottest social media phenomenon in the last 2 or 3 years? They're not doing that. Shout out to K Coaching, guys. And I want you all to check out my boy K Business Podcast. My brother talks about business. He talks about a lot of different things that would be productive in the black community. Check out K Business Podcast. He's been a long time subscriber of mine. Met him in the manosphere. Now, why would YouTube give up somebody that's making them all that goddamn money? And this is to those who signed. Most people didn't sign, you know. And the thing about it, I'm gonna get to those who signed for Cynthia G, because now because to me those are even bigger idiots. Now, the women, mostly women. I'm pretty sure there are probably some men too who signed to get Kevin Samuel out. Kevin Samuel has not committed any offenses or as it relates to community guidelines or anything that I feel warrants him being deleted. I did not say I agree with what he says, because a lot of stuff he says I don't. But let's stop it. There are people who have far worse rhetoric than Kevin. You all want to get rid of Kevin, but you let Tommy Sotomayor say all that bullshit that he has said for the last 10 years. Where was his petition? Where was the petition for that dumb idiot ass mad bus driver ex fucking wearing a fucking fucking metal helmet and shit, talking crazy with SYSBM? Where was his cancellation? There are people who say way more that say way more offensive things to women than Kevin, and it's just a fact. That's just a fact. So I really don't get this. And the thing about it, you all are going to wait till he's become one of the most lucrative fixtures for YouTube. Why would YouTube give that up to satisfy you? YouTube is going to take that 30% of all those super chats and those whatever else he makes, the member only subscriberships. They want that money. And not only that, the fact that because of the amount, when you're doing 20 to 24,000 people per live stream, you know how much revenue he's bringing in as far as advertisement and commercialism. You think that the advertisers are not biting at the chips at the bit to get on Kevin's show for advertisement? You're crazy. You're crazy. It makes no sense. Kevin Samuels doing better than some white folks. No, Kevin Samuels doing better than almost everybody. He's in the 1%. And he's celebrating 1 million subscribers. This brother has, when he first started this new format, he had about 56,000. So that means he, in 1 year, Kevin has amassed over 950 subscribers, 950,000 subscribers. What's up, Unadulterated Truth? He says, I would think a good percentage of his subscribers are women. He has no shortage of them on each platform ever he goes on. Exactly. And now we know that there's a lot of white women that are following him. There are women of all races following Kevin. This goes beyond a racial thing, because there's women. Hell, he had Jenny Bajas on there flirting with her multiple times. He sat there with Jimmy Bajas, and it was damn near a flirting session / interview. Come on now. No Swirl Zone says, I noticed that Kevin K. Samuels, fewer women wearing fake hair, few hair bindings in Walmart bobs. Come on. Kevin Samuels does not have any influence on that. Come on now. No. What's up, Marcus Speaks? He says Kevin is pennies compared to other YouTubers that have more subs and bring more eyes to their channels. I do agree with that, but he's still hot and he's still in the top 1%. Yeah, there's other sectors that are way more lucrative than this sector. So BMT says, shout out to the Godfather, the real Godfather, D. Durrell. That's me. And Mr. Mojo, and this is case in point, Tommy has had 4 petitions to get him off. You all have tried to get Tommy Sotomayor off 4 times, and you failed. You got his channel shut down, but he came right back. So what make you think you're going to? And Kevin Samuel at this point is far more successful than Tommy Sotomayor would ever dream of. Because number one, Kevin Samuels' content is far more commercial friendly. Now, the shock value of Tommy Sotomayor maybe being more entertaining, one may say yes, but come on, it's not there, man. It's you tried this with Tommy Sotomayor, you tried this with other people, and it didn't work. Damn, Oracle. Oracle said I had one of Tommy's pages shut down. Ooch, ouch. Slender God said, if it was that easy to get rid of people on YouTube, this app would have been done failed. Yeah, it would have failed. I said, yeah, it was 960K subs in 12 months. He on fire. The petitions are not going to work. I'm back, guys. They failed. Give me a this is no different than that dumbass what's the guy name JI or Hood Conservative with the damn financial abortion petition. I'm tired of hearing and BMT can quote or correct me on that. I think that was JI or Hood Conservative with the damn financial abortion petitions that nobody signed. I'm so sick of hearing about petitions. We petition everything except the right thing. Crazy ass petitions that nobody care about. And let's be honest. Kevin Samuel, let's say you petition to get him off of Instagram or you petition to get him off of YouTube and you're successful. So what is that going to change for black women getting a high value man? What is that going to change as it relates to healing all of the negative symptoms and trauma as it relates to the relationship between black men and black women? Is that going to change anything? Is that going to heal, resolve issues between black men and black women, marrying one another, loving one another, producing stronger black families? No, it's not. The petitions are dumb. And it shows that sometimes y'all need to take a break from goddamn YouTube. Building these petitions. Now, yeah, it's a. Sometimes I wonder if people do this stuff just for content. Like, really? Now I'm going to open it up once I talk about the second half of Sin G, and I can't wait to get on this bullshit because these Negroes are losing their damn mind just as, to me, worse. And to me, for this to be honest with you, why? Cynthia G has been talking dumb shit for years. The only one that supports Sin G is traumatized, ignorant, malcontent black women, white supremacists who are basically operating as being black on YouTube with false accounts, with fake accounts, and black men that simp, and also those dumbasses from the B1 network who prompt her up. Those are the people that support Sin G. And then you had Taz idiotic ass talking about they mad at Sin G because she analyzing black male pathology. You dumb motherfucker, you don't even know what pathology means. Neither does she. Cynthia G is not qualified to analyze shit. Leave it to the professionals like me. I do. Cynthia G knows nothing about black male pathology. And how the hell can you analyze black male pathology from a position of subjectivity? And you fools sitting there watching her, and you know who you are. Some of you all are watching in the clouds right now. This lady does not speak anything that relates to the jargon of psychology and mental health. She has no training. She allegedly went to college with a degree in psychology. I heard she dropped out. But you want to assess black male pathology? Are you fucking kidding me? No clinical experience, no academic experience, training, but you want to read history and research articles and look at shit on this speaks to the, oh my god, it's giving me a headache. This speaks to the idiocracy of YouTube and the unintellectualism. Yeah, that was quick. It speaks to that. It speaks to how people are willing to pay for and watch whatever they want, long as it tells them what they want to say, because they're broken. Cynthia G rhetoric represents the brokenness of black women as it relates to their experience with black men and their relationship to their black fathers. The black community suffers from the fact of black fatherhood has devastated our community to the point where we're all traumatized to a certain point. And we bring that toxicity into other relationships without having that masculine example. Facts. So that's a good question, Jerem, of the on the board. Since when could Petitions shut social media pages down? Let me know. Do you think the CEO of YouTube, who's a woman, you think she gives a damn? You think Instagram give a damn? You think Facebook, you think Instagram cares? You think Zuckerberg give a damn about that? No, he doesn't. He got better fish to fry. Jesus Perez says Kwame Brown has also passed Tommy. Yes, man, Tommy Sotomayor is his own doing. And so he's becoming less and less relevant. And it's because of his own doing. You are right. My little nephew O'Shea has grown as Kevin has grown. He's a firm Kevin Samuels supporter. But see, O'Shea supported Kevin Samuel before Kevin Samuel became popular, like popping like that. So so this was not something that he became a Johnny come lately and all of a sudden he decided to support Kevin. No, he been supporting Kevin for I think 3 years now. I was waiting for this. I was waiting for a Cynthia G minion to come in. Cynthia G speaks nothing but facts. Facts based on what? Give me the reference of those facts. Where did those facts come from? Is she even qualified to even assess or give an opinion on anything? You see, this is another thing people like Black is Beautiful doesn't understand. In my field, Cynthia G would not even have a seat at the table. If you were sitting in an interdisciplinary team and we were assessing, let's say a young or black male, 21 years old, that's diagnosed with depression and other things, and Cynthia G dared to raise her squeaky, annoying ass voice, we would shut her up. You see, you all don't understand how irrelevant these people really are. And then when the real professionals, the real trained professionals like myself of success speak, then you want to question and get mad because I'm not telling you what you want to hear. I'm telling you things that are conducive to what is factual, what is practical in that field. I'm an expert. I earned the right to be called an expert. She has no expertise in anything. But you got Black and Beautiful saying she speaks the facts. How can you speak the facts when you're coming from when your positions come from a subjective perspective? If you're going to speak the facts, you have to come from an objective perspective that is weighted on the information, not how you feel. Cynthia G evokes emotion amongst the ditzy ass supporters that she has, and they continue to want to listen to her downgrade Black men because they don't have the outcomes with Black men, or they allege they have the failures of finding the Black men that they think that they're entitled to. Everybody can speak facts to a certain extent, but you cannot reinforce facts in the texture of subjectivity and opinion. And that's the facts. Black is beautiful. And you can go run and tell her that if you like. I really don't give a damn. Germ on the board says Cynthia G is a prime example of an ass. Now listen to this statement. See, here we go. Here we go. See, this is the fallacies and the lies of people who spew rhetoric that is dumb, stupid, and unproductive. Compared to Black men, other races of men, you are at the bottom. Okay. Now let's touch on that. Black is beautiful. You claim that Black men compared to other races are at the bottom. Okay. That's what you claim, right? Okay. First of all, you're coming from a position in which you, for some strange reason, you think that Black men and Black women are two separate entities. You see the I'm trying to figure the right word to say about that. That actually doesn't make any sense. Whatever Black men do and fail at affects Black people. Whatever Black women do and fail at, it affects Black people. There is no separation. See, this gender war BS that's on YouTube and all this dumb stuff, like people saying something like that. So the failures of Black men, is that supposed to make Black women feel better? Please help me understand that. All Cynthia G supporters, is that supposed to make Black men Black women feel better that the very men that you have raised and gave birth to are failing? Is that supposed to make you feel better? What is that going to do for you? You see, no one asks you and challenges this, and I'm asking simple questions, logical questions, because this isn't an illogical statement. Black men are failing based on you all are at the bottom. You guys are at the bottom as if you're not connected to me. You see, this is what I mean by when you got people like Black Womansphere talking about I'm Black woman first, and you got men in the manosphere talking about I'm Black male first. We're supposed to be Black people first. And then the dumbasses in B1 Network, their mating choices historically shows me that they're not even Black first, because each of them have a history of not being Black first based on their mating choices, including Cynthia G. Speaking facts, every last one of them got a history of dating white people. And then she had the audacity to put a white man, and to me, this is the lowest of the low. Even for her, I thought this was low. For you to put a white man on your platform to talk shit about Black men, and you sitting there listening like you've done something. You didn't make Black men look bad. You made yourself look bad. I was embarrassed as a Black man to know that I have sisters who think so low of themselves to allow other men of other races to speak ill of their own brothers. See, I'm Pan-African. I'm pro-black. I'm a black nationalist. I understand that we need each other. We thrive in the conditions of us both operating in a space of peace, not bickering with one another. But see, people like Black is Beautiful thinks it is somewhat ha ha ha, black man, I got you. You're the lowest of the low. Other men are outperforming you. But then you don't want to talk about the historical reasons that have influenced that. You see, the reason why black men are failing is not solely because black men are inadequate. It's because there are things that are purposely done, set up in a certain way that preceded that basically preceded my existence, that makes it more difficult for me to become more successful than others. And to me, as black men, we have not learned to fight that. That is a problem. But for you as a black woman to think that that is somewhat entertaining, to say you're laughing at the failures of your own men, when in all actuality, when you look at it in reverse, black women are at the bottom too as compared to other women. But do you think as a black man, you think I'm happy to say that? I'm not happy to know that other women are outperforming black women, because they are. Despite the educational gains and so forth, when you look at it from a financial and wealth building perspective, black women are at the bottom. And that's facts. And even if you wasn't, let's say you were at the top. Let's look at the outcome of that. The black community is still at the bottom. And it's not going to be at the bottom until black men are propelled at a higher status. You see, you bring these statements, you bring them up as if, oh, I got you, black man this. You were created by a black man. You probably have a black father, you probably have black brothers, uncles, cousins. Why would you take so much amusement in such a stupid statement that basically yields no positive gains for black men or black women? We are interconnected, whether you like it or don't like it. And that's the facts. So why would you be so happy to throw that in my face, to me, a person that's highly successful, that doesn't even apply to me, because I signed the checks of white men that work for me. I have white men that work for me. So I don't know what relevance this is supposed to affect with me, because I defeat white supremacy. I beat it every day. I don't work for anybody. I work for myself. I have white men that actually work for me and have worked for me for the last 5, 6, 7 years. So are you telling me because I have a business that I actually pay white people to work for me, that means that I've defeated white men? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that I'm more successful at what I do than most white men. And that doesn't mean anything until we as a collective rise. That means nothing. That's just an anecdotal situation. But see, this is what, guys, the reason why I'm saying is because this is an example of how her flock thinks. And see, she would go on and on, yelling and screaming with that annoying ass voice to make people think she knows what she's talking about. And she doesn't. You're speaking to a real professional, a real educated person with real credentials, real field work, and has the receipts to support his success. All you see with her is that she lives in a small 2-bedroom apartment, 1-bath, 2-bathroom apartment with the cute little background or what have you, talking shit about black men. That's what you get with her. With me, you see different spaces, different offices. You see the receipts. You see the outcomes of those receipts. Facts. She's not in my league. Matter of fact, I shouldn't even be acknowledging this statement, but I am just for all intents and purposes. Look at this juvenile response. See, you can't even speak intelligently without getting a headache. Yeah, I'm getting a headache because this is dumb shit. This is below my pay grade, baby. So BMT says J.I. had the financial abortion. Yeah, J.I. had the financial abortion that only what? I don't think J.I. got over 100 people signing that petition. It went nowhere. It went nowhere. And see, it's another idiotic statement. Black men are not masculine men. Okay, if black men are not masculine men, what are you saying? Black men are feminine? That's not true. Now, I understand you may look at TV, and TV kind of saturates in a sense to make people put on this facade as if black men are feminine or gay or bisexual. But when you look in the normal aggregate of any community, overwhelmingly black men are heterosexual and masculine. Now, we may not be as successful as we should be. We may not be as educated and well-versed as we should be. But black men are definitely masculine. So I don't know where you get that from. It's unfounded. You have nothing to substantiate that. That is just merely a juvenile response because you're upset that I'm intellectually exposing the dumbass shit that she says and that you believe. That's your problem, not mine. The Oracle says Kevin represents the broken black man. Facts that they both sound like they need to go back to school. Okay. No, that's not true either, Sativia Hybrid. Black men hate sin but love Kevin. First of all, I don't hate Cynthia G. I just think that her rhetoric is basically reckless. Number one, I don't like and if you've known anything about me, you will understand that I've been very critical of Kevin Samuels. I'm not a Kevin Samuels fan either, because both positions that each of them take, to me, reeks a lot of negativity in the black community and is more harmful than positive from my perspective. But see, a lot of you are coming in here that are not familiar with me, but you're talking all this BS. You don't really know my positions. But see, that speaks of you doing that. You could ask questions. You can dialogue. It doesn't have to be confrontation. Let's see. Wow. See, this is, first of all, I'm not a doctor. I never told you I was a doctor, so now you heard what you wanted to hear. It's funny how you guys don't listen, but you perceive things and think things, and you're saying things that I never said. I never told you I was a doctor. You said, wow, you're a doctor, but you can't see the logic in Cynthia G's talking points. Cynthia G's talking points is enriched in negativity, subjectivity, and hate, and then also just a lack of knowledge. So there's nothing in any way, anything that is objective or logical about her talking points. Her talking points were meant to entertain the ignorant, such as yourself, who thinks she knows what she's talking about because you've never picked up a book and read anything of any substance in your life. So therefore, somebody that reads Google articles, just like the network that she comes from, that she represents and basically fraternizes with, where they read bits of information, not in its totality, but let's say portions and bits of information that represents a narrative, and then she presents it to you as if she knows everything from top to bottom, and she doesn't. Again, These are not intellectuals. These are people who are in a con game to manipulate people to give them money and make them think they know what they're talking about. That's what she represents. And I'm not hating on that. It's just the facts. Cynthia's talking points are backed with stats. That's why they hate her. No, it's not. First of all, again, Cynthia's not even qualified is not even trained, and she's not qualified to even speak on the stats that she regurgitates. First of all, when Cynthia G talks about statistics, she only talks about just like the manosphere does, just like she actually does the same thing that these guys in the manosphere do. She talks about things and she looks at the raw numbers. She looks at the outcomes without looking at the full context of the information that was given, the statistics, what they're intended to measure, and the outcomes and the limitations. You see, she doesn't understand statistical analysis. All she's doing is repeating something that gives a percentage, and then she assumes that percentage means what it doesn't mean, just like the manosphere. They both do, and I just shake my head because I see silly folks like you sitting in the chat donating her a bunch of money thinking you know what you're talking about, and she doesn't. Now, some of that stuff is just basically black and white. I don't need statistics to tell me that black people are not doing good in this country. Statistics are not meant. And let me give you an education, Sativia hybrid. Statistics is not meant or not conducted to yield a fact. Statistics are created to give a description of the probability of why certain things happen and why they happen. Okay? And it gives an analysis of everything that contributed to that outcome. But in those statistics, there's error. You know, there's something called an error of estimate, an error of measurement. You know, there's things called correlation, regression lines. See, that's what this is the jargon that we speak when we're talking about psychological social research. Cynthia never brings that up because she doesn't understand it. She's not on my level. And the thing about it is, guys, I didn't do this live to be going back and forth with you because you don't even understand. You're illiterate. But let me continue. Listen to this. Exactly. You just admit that you guys are weak. See the sophomoric responses. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. You see, look at this. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, I cannot have conversation with women like this. I can't have conversations. If this is what you're saying, is this everything? I'm trying to educate you, and this is what you're saying. See, I can't have conversations. You're not even listening. Now, this person says, this person is Dominique12. What I don't understand is how come women can't see the hustle she's playing. The woman literally has videos on the net claiming the exact opposite of what she says on her live streams. I'm gonna say this, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not a fan of Cynthia G. I listened to her when I first got into YouTube back in 15, 16. When see, a lot of you don't understand, she totally had a fake pro-black persona, and she was going in on white men. And then she changed it because she was upset that those white racists got her channel shut down. And I guess she assumed that black men were supposed to take up for her, or they were supposed to, protect her through this or something. And then from that point, she changed her hustle and started going in on black men. And to me, okay, that's your hustle. But at the same time, I'm not going to allow you to present yourself in a way that is not true. And to be honest with you, I can't respect this because as a trained professional in my field, and you sitting there talking about you analyzing black male pathology, and you're not even qualified to even administer instruments and appraisals and assessments that actually assess personality and behavior. So how the hell are you going to talk about black male pathology? I am. So I'm just shaking my head at this. And you got these people asking me these dumbass questions as a person who has over 20 years experience in what I do. And I'm highly successful at it. So how are you going to sit here and tell me that a novice knows what she's talking about compared to me? This is laughable. This is really laughable. So now here come the excuses. Okay. Now you determine from the situation. You're saying, Sativa, even with high level degrees, black men still lack comprehension skills. You're proving her point. Wow. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're trying to minimize success that you'll never see. You're gonna minimize the fact that my receipts show that you will never be on my level, and you could never get a guy like me. That's what I'm hearing from you. And also the fact of that very person that you're talking about chose a person that couldn't even shine my shoes. Matter of fact, that person she chose to procreate with, I would have him sweeping my floors, vacuuming and throwing the trash away. That's what he'd be qualified to do. So her own behavior doesn't necessarily constitute the information or goes in line with the information that she basically, I guess you want to say, present to you all. I guess it doesn't even fall in line with that. She's fake. She's a character. She's not real. And you're the dummies for buying it. I say the same thing about the manosphere. There are plenty of people in the manosphere that I say the same thing about. So don't get it twisted with me. I don't give a damn about no gender war, gender leaning information. I have no interest in any of that. I'm about the truth and the development of black people as a whole, whether you're a woman or a man. I have no interest in spewing information to make black women look bad, and I know that information is not true. I have no interest in embellishing on information to make black men look better than what they really are, knowing that information is not true. You see, I have licenses, I have education, I have businesses, and I have a reputation. Let me show you something, Sativa, and Black is Beautiful. You see, it's a reason why my company was voted the best mental health facility in Texas City, Texas, which is a suburb outside of Houston, Texas. Who else has that distinction? See, I have receipts. I received this distinction over a month and a half ago. Can you give me anybody else who has that distinction? No, you can't. Because I'm in the league by myself. So stop with this. Stop it. So Verbal Assassin says, where did you get this information from, D. Darrell? In regards to what? Be more specific, Verbal, and I can answer your question. Let's say Niche Prophet says, what type of chips are you eating? I am eating some Lay's. I'm eating Lay's. You said stop eating on air. Okay, I'm gonna stop eating. All right. D is eating popcorn, potato chips. Look, man, and to me, listen, man, I don't even want to bring this up, but I'm unadulterated truth saying CNG had a baby by a man who already had 5 baby mamas. What would Shaka Ross say about that? Make it make sense. Look, I'm not going to even get into Cynthia G's poor mating habits because my thing is that all my children are by one woman that I married. I have 3 children. I don't have baby mamas. D. Durrell don't make baby mamas. So she made some bad decisions. Now, would I go fly? You know, would I go fly across country to have sex with a woman? No. But she decided to do that. That's on her. Those are the decisions that she has to make, she has to deal with. I have no interest in that because it has really little to do with the topic that we're talking about. My thing is that I was supposed to focus on the fact that the petition in itself is going to fail. And I'm sorry, Reg the bad guy and others who have said this stuff. Quit wasting your time. Do something more productive. We have other important things worrying about trying to take her channel down. Her channel does not deserve to be taken down because she has not said any rhetoric. There may be a lot of miseducation, but as far as rhetoric that's deemed as hateful and things like that, no, I disagree with that. You see, this is another dumbass, irresponsible statement. I wish my image wasn't linked to a conquered buck. You see, I don't think this person is even black. This person is actually a racist white person who's under the disguise of being black, a black female. Because only a racist white person would say these type of phrases. I give black women the benefit of the doubt not to say such asinine comments like that. That is actually disparaging to your own group of people. But that's just me. Dom Meek says her so-called divestment movement is going absolutely nowhere. It's comical, seriously. Look, man, I'm not into that divestment stuff. I've talked about people that engage in that. And the same thing for black men who talk the same way. I'm balanced. I don't give a damn if you black or male. You talking about this investment, SYSBM, BS, passport brothers, traveling brothers. I tell them the same exact stuff. And here we go. Isn't this black men make themselves look bad overall? Okay. Let's say this, black. Let's use your logic. Black men make themselves look bad overall. So what does that do for you? Okay. What does that do for you? Like, did that make you feel the failures of black men, which actually correlates with the failures of black women? Are you sitting here saying that because black men fail, that's supposed to uplift yourself? I mean, no other group of people speak in which they want to highlight the failures of their counterpart. That makes no sense. It's illogical. It's unproductive, and it's embarrassing. Sativia says, I bet you would never call her show. Why should I? Why should a person like me, who has shit to do, businesses to run, employees to look after, call her show? Me and Cynthia G have went against each other before on a couple years ago when she was on O'Shea's Rumbles. So I am not a stranger to talking back and forth with Cynthia G. It's been a while, but I have talked directly with her and Taz Tall Knock-Kneed Ass, both of them. And I held my own because she was saying all kind of dumb shit, the same shit she's saying now. Verbal said, where's the baby? Remember somebody showed a video where the babysitter came out and then she made the babysitter go back. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I have no skin in the game worrying about Cynthia G's. I got my own kids to worry about. I have no time worried about someone who chose to be a baby mama, and who, I mean, if you're gonna procreate with somebody and you want to have a child, at least take care, be with somebody that don't have children, or at least you can afford to take care of your children. I can imagine what that child support check look like. You split that among 6 children. Shit, she ain't getting but maybe $75 a week. What you gonna do with that? Shit, she would best with me. It would have been me, would have been more like 1,500, 2,000 a month. But hey, that's just me saying. That's just me talking. This is crazy, man. I'm proving Cynthia's point. What point? What point am I proving? She doesn't have any points. She doesn't have any points. What points does she have? 3-4 years ago, you know what Cynthia G's points were? White supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy. Now, you know what it is now? Beta male coon, black men, you're conquered, you're conquered. We're all conquered. What are you talking about? We all have been conquered. Every man on earth has been conquered in some point, in some point in history. Every man on earth has been conquered by somebody else. Somebody else. That's just part of human. That's part of human history. Am I supposed to feel? Am I supposed to like get upset because she's saying things that are totally untrue? I care less. You have an issue as the listener because you feel empowered by toxicity. That's your problem. It's not my problem. I'm empowering myself. I create jobs for my community. I create jobs for black women and black men. My last hire about a week ago was a black female. I have networked with many black women that I have helped them and they have helped me contractually. I don't have issues with black women, and black women that I encounter in the professional in my professional life and business, they value the presence of black men in leadership doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I don't know what the hell you talking about in your simple mind. You can believe whatever you want because you're on a lower level. But I'm talking about real life things that actually are conducive to moving black people forward. Not saying all this craziness on YouTube just to get cash outs. I have no skin in the game for that. Yes, I have verbal. I have debunked her talking points because she don't have talking points, and her talking points are not based on factual information. Her talking points are actually based on her own opinion. And the fact of the matter is that we as people are interconnected. We're not separate. If black men are doing bad, black women are doing bad. Those things are reciprocal. They're not separable. They're not separable. Now, if you want to believe that, you have the right to believe that. But the reality is that, but in the reality of that, I understand what works in real life, and I apply real life solutions, real life tools to help black men and black women in real life. I'm not about getting on YouTube saying a whole bunch of bullshit for cash apps and super chats. I don't. Thank you for that, verbal. She says, I give you credit, Adita Rail. You feel the same way about black men. Yes. And the thing about it, the black men are worse. They say even more stupid stuff than Cynthia G. They do. I'm going to open up the panel. Give me a second. And first of all, I don't know where you get from with this emotion. I'm not speaking from emotion. I'm speaking with passion. What are you talking about? I am not unhinged. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just basically speaking in a manner that I speak typically. You're not even privy to my show. You're not a real supporter. So why would I care whether you think I speak? Because you're not used to seeing black men speaking from intelligence, and to be honest with you, you're taken by that. And so when I say these things, you want to confuse that with being emotional, because that emotional card, the manosphere does the same thing. When black women say things to debunk the manosphere, they say, oh, you're illogical, you're emotional, you're being, you just acting just like females act. See, that means nothing. I don't need to debate her talking points. I'm actually debunking it as we speak. She don't have real talking points. Okay, so Berva says statistics do tell the why of anything. Statistics tell the why and the how, but in the context of the environment in which it is being measured. Okay, it tells the why and the how, but it does not say it in which those findings are the end all be all as the only findings, because you can get there's a such thing as reliability. When you're looking at statistical reliability, you're focusing on the fact that if you're testing an hypothesis or a situation more than one time, you're coming up with similar results. I can get somebody to do several different type of research reports or research experiments and so on, are collecting data, and they can come up with different results. Let's say I got someone in LA to do something, and then I got someone from Atlanta, and they can ask the same questions, and the data could come out totally different. Then there's an issue with how reliable that is. And then you also got to look at the statistical validity. Is it even measuring what is intended to do so? I know how to manipulate data because I've done it myself. See, this you have this person saying these things, and she's not the only one. This to me is a virus of YouTube, where people are speaking on stuff that they're not qualified and credentialed to talk about, and that's just the facts. I'm glad you asked this question, Marcus Speaks, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the send out the because I see a lot of people want to come on the panel. So Marcus Speak is saying I'm not on either side. I don't rock with Sin. I don't rock with Tevin Samples. Okay, but D. Darrell, off of what you're saying, would you say that Kevin's talking points with stats are also incorrect? Yes, they are. And I can give you case in point. This whole thing about 52% of black men being without children is a lie. What Kevin did not tell you in those statistics, that when they conducted that research, they also conducted teenagers. They conducted that with teenagers. That gives a different perspective on that. Okay, 52% of black men are that's a higher percentage of black men over the age of 18 to 21 that has children. It's more than 52%. That is a lie. Also, the use of the BMI for black women. That scale was not created for you. That scale was created for white women. No matter how skinny you are, you can see a black woman that is the same size of a white woman, exact same size, and that black woman's probably 10, 15 pounds heavier. That does not apply for black women. That was a white measurement for white beauty, not for you. If you had an Asian woman under that, they would be deemed as underweight. I don't agree with a lot of Kevin says. I'm not calling into her show. If anything, she should be coming to my show so I can re-educate her. What am I with a person of my ilk my training, my success, why would I debate a YouTuber that cannot muster up to my standard in real life? Why should the master teach? Why should the master listen to the student? Are you serious? Stop it. No, Verbal. Most of you all don't know that. There's a large percentage that don't know. You are right about that, Verbal. Black men did even dog her when she was taking up for him. That is true. That is true. They did. That is true. And I didn't agree with that. First of all, I have disproved her talking points. You just refuse to want to listen to that. I mean, if you want to believe what you want to believe, the blind can always lead the blind. That's okay. The blind can always lead the blind. That has been going on since the beginning of time. I mean, if you choose to believe what you want to believe, that's fine. I mean, the purpose of me doing this live stream was not to focus on Cynthia G. It was about the people who signed the petitions. So you all are making this, people in here are being butthurt because I'm talking sense about stuff that she's saying is wrong. But also, in essence, I'm also saying the same thing about Kevin Samuel. So why are not the Kevin Samuel people saying the same thing you all are saying? You all are getting all uptight about the fact that what she says doesn't make sense, is illogical, is unfounded. It's basically a person giving an opinion, or a person who's reading statistics or reading information and not in its totality, and you all believe it. Hey, y'all can support it all you want, but the bottom line is that her behavior and what she claims is what she chose. She's her own demise. She's a hypocrite. I live what I say. And to be honest with you, her talking points mean nothing. My talking points actually help people in real life. I mean, if anybody can tell me that they probably saved over maybe 200 to 300 black families and black marriages in real life, please let me know how you did that. If anybody has my track record of helping black women deal with real issues, domestic violence, depression, suicide, please let me know, because I've done that. If anybody can say that they've helped black women, single parents without fathers there, learn how to raise and manage their home at the same time, trying to work multiple jobs and so forth, and frustrated and so forth, or in many senses, I have in effort help black men realize that they need to step up with being fathers. Please, if you have that track record, let me know. So why should I talk to people that don't have that track record telling me that I'm not basically dismissed, I'm unable to debunk somebody's convoluted talking points? Stop it. Stop with this. So it is what it is. So now, Verbal is not a troll. That's being Verbal real cool. And see, look at this. I want to know what's the name of your business. For what? Why do you want to know the name of my business for? Why are you concerned with that, white supremacist? You're not even black. You're a white supremacist. Sativia is also a white supremacist. Listen to this. Not a conquered buck. Look, and see, look at this. This is white supremacist rhetoric. First of all, black women don't use the term. Typical black women do not use the term buck. Matter of fact, the term buck is a very old and outdated term that's only used in YouTube jargon. If I would go to any area and talk to a group of black women, they would not, when they describe black men or anything about slavery or anything about the dysfunction of black men, They would never use the term buck. Only white supremacists would use that. So stop it. Okay. So let's see what's going on up in here. So I'm going to go ahead and send the link up because I see it's hot in the chat right now. That's great. I'm glad it is. So let's have that discussion. So I'm sending the link. I'm going to be on for maybe another hour. And I got to go to bed. What's up, Xander? D. Darrell, what white supremacist wants to know the name of your business so he can try to destroy it? Sure. Yeah, that white supremacist wants to know the name of your business so they can destroy it. Yeah, exactly. Just like anti-fraud warriors. They said it's a few agents in our midst. The mammy energy is strong tonight. I'm not going to call any women mammies, but we're going to have a discussion. I'm all for having an intellectual discussion. I'm not for the name calling. You got women, notice, as I have spoken about black women, I have not said one disparaging thing about any black women outside of the mishaps of Cynthia G that have been well documented. I don't have to do that because other people in the manosphere do that every day. Okay? What's up, Chaos?
Hey, what's good, man? What's good? I was dying. I was waiting for you to drop the link. I said, drop the link, my dude. Drop the link.
Yeah, I just wanted to finish getting through things because everybody was saying things. There are a lot of Cynthia G supporters that are in here that are butthurt. And I'm sorry that you never listen to anyone talk in the way that I am about these issues. That's your problem. That's not mine. That's not my problem. That's your problem. But go ahead. Go ahead, Chaos.
I've said this many times to many people on different panels. And I think a lot of people today, D. Darrell, they love and are worshiping a lot of content creators, which that's okay. But the problem is there's life besides. This is a motherfucking business. If you follow the track record of every content creator for the past 5 or 6 goddamn years, most of you people that listen and watch, subscribe to other content creators, you don't know their track record. I've been following pretty much most of every content creator for the last couple years, including Cynthia G. Kevin, I've been following now for like maybe last 2 years, 2.5 years maybe, and some other content creators. The point is this. Unless you understand the track record of what they are and they tell you their progression, you don't really know their ins and outs of really why they still do what they do. And if you have to understand, it's always a money grab.
Of course it is.
You know, Nyla and Taz, which I knew about them for the last 3 years. Because I remember one guy interviewed Nyla because she started doing YouTube around that time back in 2018. And, you know, she got her channel shut down because of, you know, come on, who's making that noise?
No, go ahead, brother.
All right. Talking about white supremacy and, you know, like I said, I didn't even know it was a hustle until like a year or two later when they were doing their little thing with messing with other content creators. But like I said, for most of that watch her or anybody watch Kevin, keep in mind it's a hustle in his business. They dare forget the clicks and views and the money. You get me? Nothing more, nothing less. There's nothing really educational about most of this thing. Most of it is really shock, jock, and humor, which a lot of people, to be honest with you, come to watch. I cannot take most of your information too seriously. Even with the data now that they get from either data from the CDC, Black demographic, I don't go around.
And that's outdated. That's outdated information. That's not real research.
The data itself, I don't even talk about even on my channel, and I try to throw it in people's face because I already conclude statistics and data is only used and designed to show one side and try to push to people that doesn't understand to run society to tell you where you're at. Period. You get me? And if we really want number crunching, they really know the real numbers, but they only give you a glimpse through these outlets, and they're not being really honest. You get me? What if they keep pushing the percentage of black on black violence in America? You ever notice that, Deidre? I tell you why. Because they want to show that you're more violent than everybody else. Who's this? I don't want to talk to you. Oh. Yeah, so like I said, it's all about money grab. And like I said, monetization, the cash apps and the super chats, it's nice to have it. If you think about it, most people don't do these things unless YouTube's giving some form of incentive. Now imagine YouTube decided to change its platform tomorrow, D-Darrell, and said, I'm no longer monetizing anything that does not deal with things like sports, food, and news that affects people from the outlets that are the media, like CBS, NBC. How long do you think a lot of black people will be on YouTube right now, bro, and try to make money? Very little, right?
Right.
They're gone. Because black people have foresight, understand this is a business, is a hustle. People just don't do content just for the free and the fuck of it. They do the hope to make money off this. You get me? There's shit come on YouTube. Keep that in mind. Right. There's not going to be anything that's going to change the minds and hearts of black people tomorrow. Women and men are going to operate the same way because they operate under two fashions. Self-hatred, which leads to self-defeat. Men act the way they do because they groom and prepare to nurture for other groups of men, just like the women. Right. To be on you're groomed to be subservient to other race people, and black people, as really want to have this conversation, don't want that at all, and don't want this to end.
Right. So
here's funny about it. I didn't know that there was a real big separation between black man, black woman. When I find certain media outlets pushing it, you get me? I remember when Ice Cube created that plan. Remember that a year ago? And he said this is for black people. He didn't say nothing about black man, black woman. He said black people. But he had conversation by other groups of women, which is black. And he never understand because he didn't understand this game was a wrap a long time ago.
Yeah, but the thing about that, Chaos, that's not indicative of black women. Hold on, wait, Chaos, slow down, brother, slow down. That's not indicative of most black women. That's most indicative of black women in media and in social media. Because to be honest with you, most black women were not educated on that plan. And if you asked them, they wouldn't even know what that meant. And they probably would have went along with what Ice Cube stated without giving them pushback. The problem is that we have people in media, social media, and etc., who have certain ulterior motives that gives the perception that black women are against black men in the manner which is not indicative of the majority of black women. That's the perspective that I'm saying. But let me go to this other person. Who are you? Hold on, Kevin. I gotta let everybody else speak. Go ahead. What's up, Peso?
Yeah, what's up, Peso? Peso, Romy Peso.
What's up, Romy Peso? What's up, brother?
What's up, man? I'm gonna try to be quick, man, and concise. First of all, the gentleman that just got through talking, he pretty much, hit the nail on the head. It's really a business. I knew that from the jump, but none of these guys are serious, bro. First of all, let me just say this: Cynthia G and damn, what's his name? Robert Perkins. They don't have a baby together. They don't have a baby together, bro. That was all a publicity stunt, man. That's all marketing. So I wish people would stop saying that woman has a baby because it's silly, man. These people. But hold
on, but let me ask you this, Peso. What's if that's a publicity stunt? It harmed her platform.
No,
that was a dumb and ineffective publicity stunt. I'm just being honest. If that's the case.
No, it wasn't. It had YouTube.
Wait. Hold on, Peso. Stop, brother. Let's look at the facts. If you look at her numbers, back in 2019 and 20, when this happened, her numbers went down. Her Patreon went down. Her numbers did not increase by this happening. She left YouTube for about how many months chaos, maybe about 5 or 6 months.
At least up to the point where she's about to carry and carry the
Yeah, so
yeah.
basically, I have to respectfully disagree on that, brother, because the outcome of that did not yield a positive gain for her.
Let me say something. And you as a business person, and I don't want to throw around no credentials or anything, but I have an MBA and I am a CPA. So
Okay,
but I don't want to throw around no, but because I know business, I'm just letting you know that marketing whole 9 yards. But my point is this: is that every business decision is not going to be a good business decision. She took the risk and made a marketing decision, and it might backfire from a publicity at the streets going, just like Sansaray. Sansaray faked her death. Who does that? That's silly. Who fakes their
Now,
own death?
let me ask you a question.
Hold on, let Peso finish. Hold on, go ahead, brother.
Let me just finish. So my point is this is what I'm gonna say. This whole manosphere, this whole gender war and all this other stuff, I call this the new digital crack era. This is what this is. This is the new digital crack era, where these guys are poisoning the community with bullshit. And let me tell you something. Black people, what I've come to understand about black people is that Thomas Sotomayor, all of them, we have no problem hurting black people to make money, and that's all we're doing. We're hurting black people to line our own pockets. Tariq Nasheed, all of them. We are hurting our own people, or taking advantage of our own people to line our own pockets, because that's all we know how to do. We only know how to take advantage of each other. We don't have the mindset or the machine or the mechanism to actually take advantage of white people. So what we do is that we take advantage of weak and hurt black people.
I agree with that.
We're mentally hurt. We're mentally hurt. So we take advantage of each other. And all YouTube is a digital medium form of people being able to take advantage of people. So I call it the new digital crack era, because in the crack era, you had black men, mostly black men, maybe less than 5% women, going out here in the streets, making a lot of money, but at the same time they were destroying the communities. And we are still hurting from that era. And all they're doing is, these guys in the manosphere, all they're doing is they're poisoning these young guys that are coming up to hate women, which in turn, if you hate women, you don't procreate with them, or if you do procreate with them, you don't have fathers in the household. If you don't have fathers in the household, you got Chicago, you got LA, gangs and all this stuff forms because there's no men in the house. There's no leadership. There's no leadership. Because if you go to some of these countries that have high patriarchal societies, they don't have gangs. They don't have influxes of gangs everywhere, because they have leadership in the house. They have leadership. A person doesn't have time to join a gang if they're being hindered by their father.
What countries are these? What countries are these?
Go all in Africa. Go all in Africa. Go all up in Europe.
Name me a few countries. I don't want to be doing Google search. You gotta give me some of your stating a claim. You must try to lay it out. I would say this country, this country,
Namibia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Rwanda. Do I need to name more?
Right.
Goddamn, though. I'm just talking in general right now. But my point is that all these YouTubers out here, they're just in it for the money. They just all they're doing. Let me just say this one thing and I'm done. I went on Taz show. Well, I actually was in the chat, and I typed in on Taz chat. I typed in I'm the
Taz, but better. He wasn't letting anybody on his panel. He opened up the panel because I wrote that, and I went on, and because he wanted to know who was the next Taz, and he began to berate me, saying that I wasn't going to be better than him.
That's not something to be proud of.
Hold on, guy. That was a bait. I was baiting him.
Okay.
I was baiting him. So anyway, to make a long story short, the guy berated me, started calling me out my name, stuff that he wouldn't say in my face because I would slap the shit out of him. But he was saying all this dumb shit. He was saying all this dumb stuff to me, which let me know that he didn't want anybody to be bigger than him, because you would think he would want somebody because he's on this crusade. You would think that he would want somebody to help him on this crusade. He doesn't want anybody to help him on this crusade. He wants to hog all the attention for himself. He doesn't want competition. So this is not about helping anybody. It's about him. It's about him making money. Because when you don't want competition, it's about money. Just like
and what
when
competition is this?
Competition.
There are 2.5, I think, billion users that use YouTube. I think are people that make content. What content
you're overanalyzing this, bro. You're overanalyzing.
This is a small sector of YouTube. Majority of people that donate to content creators as Black are very, very small. And let me tell you why. Matter. Because
it doesn't matter. Just listen to me. I don't need the statistics on YouTube. All I'm saying is that he does not want any competition. It doesn't matter if there's 10 users.
What competition?
Doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter.
Over 1 million subscribers?
It doesn't matter if he has one subscriber.
Hold on, Chaos. Let him speak, brother.
Damn, it doesn't matter if he has 100 subscribers or he has 1 million subscribers. Apparently, you don't understand what I'm saying. In other words, if I use another analogy, if he's in a city and he has 10 girls, if there's 10 girls living in the city and he wants all of them, and a new guy comes to the city that's cuter than him or smoother than him, he's going to try to eliminate that person because he wants to keep his 10 girls. He doesn't want any competition. It's not about anything else. The guy just didn't want any in other words, it's not about him. It's not about him helping anybody. He's on this crusade like he's trying to expose the manosphere and they running from him. It's all about him making money. It's not, he doesn't give a fuck about any of that stuff. Excuse my friends. He doesn't care about that.
That's true.
He doesn't care about all he wants. In other words, all I'm trying to say is that these guys are in it for the money. Right. Like I said once before, that's why Tommy Sotomayor cried about when Kevin Samuels started getting popular, when Kwame started getting popular. These guys, I'll give you another example. Tommy Sotomayor used to talk about hair hats, blah, blah, blah. But every time you turn around, he was dating one. He was screwing one. He was having sex with them. These guys don't care about their you. They're there to entertain you and make money and keep up mess. It's YouTube. True. YouTube is a platform. YouTube is a platform where people can bring their nigga stuff on a digital platform and be niggas. That's all it is. None of these people are on here with sincerity. None of these people are here to help you or to change the world or anything. These guys are here to make a dollar, entertain you, lie to you, get people to buy into their silliness. It's nothing more than it's almost like it's like a new church. It's like a new church where these pastors convince you to give you all their money while they live in big houses.
Nigga shit.
Well, you call it whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Let me let my brother Locke speak. What's up, Locke?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? This is Loke, but
okay.
It's all gravy. Listen, we live in a capitalistic country. Everything is about money. Everything you motherfucker do is about money. Time is money. If they hustling, they hustling. But can you benefit from their content is the answer. Now, I listen to all of them. I can't. I don't have no problem with Cynthia G, but her comments is a little bit too alarming for me. You feel me? So I'm like, okay, I'm a black man. None of this apply to me. So I'm like, why listen to it? You feel me?
Right.
That's how I look at it. I'm like, and another thing, like, if you are not competitive or prepared to be competitive against, Saltine supremacy, then don't call yourself black. Because I mean that's the whole purpose why Martin Delaney coined the terminology or the cultural identity black in the first place. We supposed to be a people that's supposed to be competitive and combative against our oppressors. We're not supposed to be sitting up here girling and whining about somebody else getting paid. If you don't want to get paid, then get the fuck on. This is a different country. This is America. Stop complaining about other people getting paid in their content. You get paid, they get paid, and they do the work. Like, even though like a lot of people don't mess with the dude, Dr. Umar. I mean, whether he have a school or not, to me, and whether he actually build the school or it opens or not, I benefited a lot personally from the information that he disclosed or he displayed. So it's just like that's how I look at it. I look at YouTube like a avenue of education. Like, you know what I'm saying? I learned a lot of stuff. I learned how to fix a car on YouTube. I learned how to take my engine apart on YouTube. So there's a lot of educational value that YouTube has, and there is financial exchange in it. So I'm like, I don't get why people so tripping. Like, if people provide knowledge to inspire people, then what's the problem?
Well, there's nothing really inspiring about the people we're talking about.
Yeah, thank you. We not talking about fixing cars and stuff like that. We talking about people poisoning people's mind. You can't poison nobody's mind by fixing a damn car, bro. All money is not good money. All money is not good money.
Listen though.
They don't make a lot of money in the crack
if you focus that energy on the motherfucker, on the actual poisoner versus this shit, that I listen to every last one of these people. And like I said, everybody has their ups and their downs, their pros and their cons. You're sitting up there trying to paint the whole every catalog that these individuals display out to be something that's poison. It's not all poison. Even the person that I can't tolerate, because there be some nonsense, she has her points. But everybody has a point.
Even a broke clock is right twice a day, bro. All right? Even a broke clock is right twice a day. Remember that.
Yeah, I could dig all that, but at the same time, do we ignore it being right? Do we ignore that broke clock? Or do we figure out to fix that broke clock in order to determine whether it can be right again and again and again?
Well,
there's no solutions. There's only trade-off.
There's always solutions. Unless you dead.
Understand.
Are you dead?
Narrative.
It's always a solution. If you dead, if you not dead, there's a solution. Period. All this quitter mentality shit. Like, come on, man. Like, what happened? Like, why everybody on this quitter? Oh, we can't do nothing but complain about the white daddy and the white man shit. Fuck that. If you can't be no man, a black man, stop calling yourself black, man. All this crying and this whining and this bitching and this girling. Stand up, man. Let your nuts drop. Real nigga shit. For real.
Can I ask
like, come on, man. We got to come together and form a solution. Or these crackers are going to keep on running game on us. They're going to keep on manipulating us. They're going to keep on playing divide and conquer with us. As long as we keep on being combative about petty shit. Let's be combative about something real. This shit is silly. Well, period. Well, I'm gonna ease off the mic now.
Okay, go ahead, guys.
I want to say this. I'm not sure people really follow this. The whole purpose why people watch YouTube, because there's no other media outlet that's popular right now. Once YouTube gets just like you, Hulu or those other streaming service, they're gonna eventually push out all this nonsense. And I'm not sure when, but eventually they're gonna come to that. Because every year you see them tighten up with the terms and service. You can follow rules all you want, but it's gonna come to a point where they're trying to be like these top dogs. And they can have things like this circling around. Not just art content, but any content that's not deemed programmable. Because they gotta keep people asleep, deaf, dumb, and blind. See, we make the job easy for the so-called Caucasoid. You know what I'm saying? When we do this debauchery toward each other. And let's be honest, people get paid for it. No one doesn't really want no actual solutions, which I like to say there's only trade-offs. Because let's be honest, a lot of black people today in everyday life are pretty much doing good. They're not stressed. They are living day to day. Some of them work, some don't. And they're not really worrying about the real problems that affect them, not only here in this country, but globally. Because this was an issue that this Caucasoid is a problem, we would not be on the internet right now, to be honest with you. A lot of us would be turned around and say, oh, and we're going to have our own by any means necessary. Like the so-called, quote unquote, Malcolm X be saying. That's when after this integration thing really happened, black people choose to go to sleep. It's not say they choose to go to sleep because they got what they want. So all this about the direction where the community's gone, or who they hate or like, or who they want to fucking sleep with different race people, that's relevant to black people. Black people are comfortable. So when they talk about, see, one thing with media, you have to create a narrative so that people can follow the program. What Kevin has done, he has concocted a narrative during this pandemic, and he has reaped the rewards. Just like, Cynthia, where a platform she changed up, and it's going even more tighter on it as years pass by with her own platform. Because this is a money grab. You gotta get it now while it's still hot, while you're still able to. You get me? Get your audience. You get me? So anything happens, you know where your client and base will go if something happens to any content creator. Now, in regards what's going to happen to Kevin with this petition, I don't see no change at all. And the reason why I see no change at all, because people that really push and have a problem, I can tell right off the bat, they don't get the outcomes in their own lives. Because if you're a woman and you're doing what you should be doing the best you can, you get the right results. It won't be perfect, but you get the right results. But if you had to come to a man for your shortcomings, it tells me that you need a lot of help and a lot of work, and you're not willing to pay right people. He's a therapist. You go if you got mental issues, which a lot of black people have. Why are you not going to a fucking professional? See, one thing I give credit to Kevin, he pushes people who need mental help, and a lot of black people, let's be honest, don't want no fucking mental help at all. This goes to the women, and it also applies to the men, because some men, let's be honest, have a lot of baggage mentally. You get me?
Right. So, hold on, go ahead. I want to say something, but go ahead.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's one thing I give the brother credit, because with his number and his growing audience, he pushes, and the people that said that have took the initial effort to go seek the goddamn help, do it. And some that don't, they're going to remain in the same state they were last year, going on to next year. So we gotta be honest here. When people had to sit there, go to their so-called daddy to remove one person, right? It's showing that if you are so bold to go do this, that tells me, like any other system, they're gonna fix it. Hey, we can use this as a weapon to push any narrative. You get me? If this is so-called works. That's why if you look at Fox Pro, while a lot of those people in the panel said that it's kind of cool, but also a hurt because it infringes on your so-called freedom of speech. So don't be fooled that because you don't get the right outcomes and you try and push somebody to say, well, you could go back to La La Land. It tells me that you need a lot of work. If I don't like nothing, at the end of the day, like any human being with somebody who has some goddamn sense, I do not watch it. But it goes back in, you gotta be healthy mentally first.
All right. So let me. I want to kind of talk about a couple of things.
Go ahead.
I need. Okay. I want to focus on this thing about because I didn't create this live stream to debunk uh elementary talking points by Cynthia G. But since everybody wants to make that a topic and so forth, I need to understand what are these talking, because I don't listen to Cynthia G like that. So what are these basic Cynthia G talking points that everybody claims that I haven't debunked? So are you all aware of her basic talking points that I guess nobody
Well,
debunks per se? I mean,
I
help
was
me understand that.
I will say this: is any woman down in the chat room could come up and that watches her heavily and remember every talking point she has? Because I watch her, but I cannot go back and say,
So,
you know,
the only thing that I can talk about that I know she says is that black men are conquered. Is that a talking point?
That's
I know,
one.
I know
That
she
is
says
one.
that, right?
That's one of them.
Okay,
You're dominated. You're
so
conquered.
hold on, chaos. Let's deal with that.
Okay.
First of all, black men are not conquered because black men have the freedom to come and go as they please, and there's no social or political or financial restraint that is placed on black men in which their lives are at risk or are to be put in bondage if they choose not to function in this country. Black men have a choice um, whether they want to be here or not. You can repatriate to any country that wants you. Under the conditions of being conquered, you don't have that.
Well, not necessarily.
Yes, no, it is
Yes, you
necessary.
could. Yes, you could
Yes, it is
repatriate any
necessary.
country. Yes, you could.
Yes,
Yeah,
you can.
hold on.
The United States
No,
does
no,
not
no.
owe
Let
to
me
you.
finish. Let me finish, brother. Let me finish. Let me finish.
All right.
There's no restraint in which the government tells you that you can't go to a country that wants you. As long as you legally um uh can provide whatever process that's needed to be approved by that country, you have the right to do that. Now, when you're talking about being conquered, because obviously she doesn't understand what conquered means. When you are being conquered, that means you don't have the freedom to do anything in the best interest of yourself. Black men have the free will to do things. Now, are black men not? Well, what she's confusing is she's confusing the effect of white supremacy with being conquered. That's what she's doing. But also, to me, the question in itself makes no sense because she's saying it in a manner is as if black men are being conquered alone. Let's say a black men are conquered or are currently conquered. She's saying it in a manner in which, in a context, is as if black women are not being conquered, when she's not looking at it from the full context of black people being conquered. And so, in itself, it's a very, very misguided statement that to me makes no sense, in which you're only speaking of a segment of the population that all basically in which rules and regulations are imposed equally and the same. When we couldn't go to a water fountain, it never said black men you can't go to the water fountain and white and black women could. It was black people, colored people. It didn't say colored men. So that statement in itself makes no sense. It's, to me, be honest with you, is not really worth acknowledging. It was very, very simple to debunk because black men have the capacity to leave this country. They can also become a sovereign citizen if they chose to do so. All of those things associate with independence of. So I don't understand why she would come up with the concept of black men being conquered. That makes no sense. Now, if she was stating that in the context of slavery, or even I would say even to a certain extent Jim Crow, I could somewhat give credence to that. So in our actuality, that statement makes no sense and is not applicable to our current status of the way we're functioning in this country.
D Darrell, you see
Yeah.
another comment by the same hybrid. You gotta look down. You'll see it.
What she said? What?
Can you name the countries that black men dominate?
Yes, I can name the countries that black men. So wait a minute, wait. Before I answer that question, now I thought the question was about being conquered, and now we're going to change that to what they dominate. So please help me understand. Are we going to stay on one topic, or are we going to move it once I've addressed once? Then you want to say what we dominate. So what I'm gonna say is this: black men are dominating in Nigeria. They're dominating in Ghana. They're dominating in a variety of African countries in which they somewhat have control of the economics and the political environment. Yes, black men do dominate in certain areas. Now, as a whole, if you want to look at it globally, that's not the case. But since you want to segment it by countries, I just named a few countries. Black men are controlling everything in Kenya. Black men are controlling everything in Ethiopia, which was never colonized, and that's just a few. So, in case you wanted to, so it doesn't matter. You didn't see. This is where you're moving the goalposts. You asked me where they dominate. You didn't ask me whether or not the total country was poor. You see, that's your problem. When you ask me a question and I specifically answer the question, you can't bring up something else to basically to I guess go against my previous answer. And you're going to ask me another question. You're not going to say, because I answered your question, I named the countries. Then you're going to say the countries are poor. Poor compared to what? Okay. Poor compared to what? You asked, the question was not whether black countries, the question was not whether or not these countries were poor. You asked me where they were dominated, because there are white men that dominate poor countries. If you look at Eastern European countries are poor. The Ukraine is poor. Yugoslavia, Croatia is poor.
I bet they didn't know that. They didn't know that.
These are poor countries. So are you going to tell me that white men dominate these poor countries? All of Eastern Europe is poor. So all of those countries that I just named, for a few, and all of the countries that were part of the Soviet Union, those are all poor socialist countries that white men dominate, but they still dominated. So if you're going to ask me a question, please ask me a question that is relative to what you want me to answer, and not change it to something else when I answer the question correctly. So please, you're not speaking to an idiot. I know you're used to hearing things and so forth, and letting people say what they want and think people don't know what they're talking about. But I'm speaking with intelligence. So if you're going to ask me a question, please answer the question. Don't change to another question once I effectively answered the previous question. So now,
I think what these women are saying, they're not necessarily saying that men have been conquered. What they're actually saying
but that is what they're saying.
Yeah, but that's what they're saying,
brother. That is what she's saying. See,
I understand.
It's not based on it. Hold on. I gotta stop you there, Peso. The question was specifically stated. It's not based on interpretation. She asked me, are black men conquered? It's not this interpretation of how they're being conquered and how effective the country is being ran and how rich or poor. She asked me, was black men conquered? So you have to deal with it specifically from that standpoint.
Well, hold on. Who said that?
The person in the chat. I'm answering the questions from the people in the chat.
Okay. And then once they said that, then they asked you another question. Okay, you answered that specific question.
No. They didn't answer they didn't ask another question. What they did, they made a statement. When I stated why black men are not conquered, they said, well, what countries do they dominate? Well, they dominate in a country. So my thing is, wait a minute. The answer that I gave was specific for your question. Now you want to follow it up with something else that had nothing to do with the previous question. Either I answered the question effectively or not. You can't once I answer a question to disprove your point, come up with another question to cause me to have to constantly disprove the points that you're stating. I answered the question. If you wanted to ask me a question that dealt with all of that, then you need to rephrase your question to input all of those things that you want to know, and I can basically unpeel all of those issues that you wanted to talk about. So you can't. So because what that's going to do.
Let me say
I'm
this.
going to constantly be asking questions to prove to you to disprove something that I already stated in the first answer. I'm not playing that game.
But you know, she said, "Oh
I
no,
just want to say this one point.
Hey, go ahead.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say this is that I think, you know, you got to understand something about women. Women think on a different wavelength than men think. Women think about security, they think about kids, they think about raising their kids. And we have to understand that women are about resource gathering. That's what they're about. Resource gathering.
That was not the question. That was not the question.
Hold on. I know it's not
something way different.
It's going. Hold on. It's going into why they're actually saying those questions. They're trying to give you the context.
Not really. No,
that's not why they're saying it. What they're saying is that they can't deal with the fact that I effectively answered the question. So you're trying to ask me another question to force me to disprove what I'm saying.
This is not about right and wrong, man. I don't care about you proving her right or wrong. I'm trying to break it into a context.
But it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. She asked me a question. Were black men being conquered? We're not talking about black men being conquered in the context of not being able to father their children, not being able to take care. If that's the case, you need to ask that question and put that in the question. That has to be added to the question. We cannot make assumptive. We can't make inferences based on a question that was not stated.
Okay. Why do you think women are? Forget about her question. Why do you think women are these women on that side of the aisle? Why do you think they always say that?
They always say what?
Why black men are conquered.
Do you know a lot of women don't say?
The reason why I'm gonna tell you why they say it.
Why do they always cry about that? Why do they always cry about that?
I'm gonna tell you. I can. Want me to answer that question for you? I can tell you why they say it. The reason why they're stating it is because they come from a place of looking at black men in it as being inept and not being on as far as being up to the level of what they think other men are doing, and so they coming from a place of negativity, and also in addition to the fact that the person who feeds them this information continues to program them and repeat that statement over and over. So when you continuously, repetitively repeat this phrase over and over and over, they begin to internalize it and believe that to be so. That's the reason why they asked that question. Because they were not asking that question until she began saying that.
But let me ask you this question. What's the name? What's the name?
That's not a black woman. But go ahead.
Well, whoever she is, name a government that black men control without Brad's input. I'm assuming, or she said, show me a government that doesn't include Brad inputs.
I can do that too.
She kind of it's kind of an interesting question that we have to address. We have to address these. I think a lot of times black men, we don't like addressing the tough questions.
No, I am addressing the question. She's continuing to move forward from the previous question. I have no problem answering the questions. These are not tough questions. I don't think they're tough questions. It's very easy questions, to be honest with you. Because the bottom line is that she wants to say, what she's alluding to is that black men are not independently controlling countries. And the problem is that black men, every country is influenced by other countries. See, her asking that, hold on, let me finish. Let me make a quick comparison. That's just like saying the country of the Ivory Coast doesn't make decisions without France. Well, then I can also conclude the United States can't make economic decisions without China.
Exactly.
So the problem is that the context of the question is basically formatted in a perspective to make it appear as if black men are not doing certain things when we're not, without necessarily understanding how rulership functions. And every country has an influence of other countries. Britain is influenced by the United States, but that doesn't mean that Britain doesn't influence their own economy and the way they govern each other. You see, the manner in which the question is asked alludes to a fact that black men need other people to do stuff. No, black men, countries that function have trade agreements. They have trade. In that trade, other countries influence what you do and how you operate. The same thing with the United States.
Oh,
Japan was heavily influenced by the United States on certain things. This is with most countries in the world. No country in the world is not without influence of another country. So this whole thing about black men need black countries in Africa need white men to operate. No, they don't. The problem is that they basically allowed themselves to get into poor trade agreements and accepted loans that now they basically are heavily influenced in what they do and say or operate in regards to other countries.
And in regards to what you're saying, if Africa closes doors, every European country will go bankrupt and suffer another dark ages.
And see, this is what she not saying. This is the hold on, man. See, I got to get back to this because she doing the same thing. She's saying I asked the question, what black country is influenced without Brad's influence?
wow.
My answer to that is that no country is ruled without another person's influence. I mean, that's just facts. No country is ruled without somebody else's influence. The question, it's a bad question. And see, the thing about it, she actually thinks it's a got you question. In which, oh, I got you. You can't answer that. That is actually, to me, that is an unintelligent question. It's actually a stupid question because every country is influenced by another country. Every nobody rules their country without taking just okay. Let me give you an example. Our foreign policy is heavily influenced by Israel, right?
Yes.
Okay, now Israel is a smaller and far less powerful country than us. However, Israel greatly influences America's foreign policy. Exactly. Am I lying or not?
Nope, you're telling the truth. And not only that, they actually that country was given to them by doing what they did 76 years ago.
So how can you sit here and ask me a question that applies to everybody as if this is just basically it's just synonymous to black men and nobody else? See, that shows to me the ignorance of Cynthia G's, not only her, but also her group that don't understand politics. They don't understand rulership. So the answer, that question was debunked. That's the second thing I debunked. But go ahead. What's up, baby?
Wait, let me say something. I don't mind women ask questions, but to sit there keep constantly moving the goalposts. And I had this conversation with Amiri constantly, and he said best that a lot of women and a lot of men and generally, like I said, black people, we're not well read. And this is why I can see why a lot of young boys read at the level they are in today, because their mothers don't read enough. They not really understand how the world fucking works.
Well, see, but see that has to do with both. I mean, black male, far as illiteracy, is not just it's just not solely the issue of the black mother. There's also the black father that's not there. We cannot excuse a man for not being there, and just because he's not there, it's just 100% of the woman's fault without holding him accountable for why he's not there to assist his children in reading. That goes on both. That goes to both parents because they both created that child. What's up, BMT? BMT?
You can hear me now?
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been listening to this stuff, and I don't, like I said, these round robin dogma, dog eats vomit, dog chases ass, eat shit conversations. You know what I'm saying? It amazes me that many goddamn African presidents have done gone up and spoken on podiums in United Nations and shit, or African leaders that were black men. And I believe there's a very select few women. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It amazes me that there's still this belligerence of there aren't any black leaders or there aren't any black independent people when literally if you can look in some of the countries in Africa that are run by blacks that have said, hey, black people, we acknowledge stuff that has happened to you. If you want, you can always come here and try to start up a back business. So I didn't see a white man say that. I saw black leaders telling black African Americans, hey, if you want black Americans, if you want to come back or you want to try to work out something, come on. Like, but you get this type of hypocrisy where if certain people are not banking off of those talking points, mind you, these are the same group of people that, you know, we ain't gonna throw no shots, but they were claiming Kamala Harris as a black woman. So let that
Facts.
set in how low some of these totem pole thinking points are when you're claiming Kamala Harris that we can definitely see ain't no fucking black woman. But then, you know, this is the ideology of some of this shit that be going on. Or when they use a white man, mind you, if that's the case, then what that say about some of these people when they use a white man as a valid talking point to try to come at the black man. So that means you still need your white daddy to validate your stuff. But see, we're not going to hit on numbers. See, this is why I said I don't like to come down on these stock level talking points. But this is where when somebody says, "Well, this person was right," well, if for somebody that hates the white man so much, why were you bringing a white person on your damn platform to try to come at or try to check black people? But see, I didn't see that same energy. So this is the ideology of stupidity that comes from that comes from these spaces at times. And this is why a lot of these people I told you, Didero, are lost as shit. They're lost. Because they'll use
Yeah.
anything. It don't matter if it means doggone kissing or eating up the damn garbage of the other next person or generation of foolery just to come at and slight. Listen, whatever daddy issues some of these people got or mommy issues, they need to go take that shit to therapy because that's pretty much what's going on. You know what I'm saying? This trauma bonding shit getting old. You know what I'm saying? These same people weren't trying to get rid of the pedos that were in the sector. These same people weren't trying to get rid of the people that were saying all kind of egregious shit. But so long as they're getting paid money on YouTube, mind you, you haven't seen that yet. None of these people that are getting these super chat or donations, you haven't seen none of them take any of this money and push forth or help the black agenda, but their own agendas. Do you notice that?
Yeah, BMT, you know, you're right about that. And I know a lot of content creators will have bigger or stronger platforms that do get the money and support. They're not recycling it back where it needs to be. And I'll tell you why, because most black people they're here to get it back. Selfish. Do for self.
But if you're saying that, then what is the whole? Then what would be the whole point of being here? Because mind you, you have it where Didero has the Janus house, right? He
Yes.
doesn't even use this money he gets off of YouTube for himself. He uses that towards helping black people. I take the money I get from YouTube and y'all done see me give it to black people. Real time. So but it amazes me these so-called people that are for black women or black men or whoever the hell that they're for, they pocket this shit. But you don't ever see them doing anything but they want to hold and say, what are you black men doing? But then you have where there are black men that are doing stuff, but then you're coming at and saying that we ain't doing shit. This is why I say that hypocrisy shit is on an all-time high.
Exactly. Just like BMT. Remember the other talking point I remember she stated. See these blatant statements that are seen as talking points, such as that speak in the majorative when you don't even understand what the majority of black men are doing. When you say something such as black men are not building, that to me is elementary. How can you say black men are not building, but individually black men are building businesses and doing things each and every day? See, when you say the term black men are not building, all I have to do is identify one black man that's actually building to debunk that question. You're asking elementary questions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they understand the context of what she's saying, because these questions are not sophisticated questions. Now, if you wanted to say the majority of black men collectively don't build, that could be something else. But to just blankly say in the majority of black men are not building. Okay, number one, you have no proof. You can't even prove your own question. I can prove mine because I'm built. I can use myself as an example. I can use BMT as an example. But they're looking at this like this. These are complex questions. These are not. These are not complex questions. The question was, are black men building? It's not. If you're gonna ask another, then if I say, okay, I'm building. No. I mean, no. You can't do. You can't ask another question to try to debunk the previous answer. That's not how intellectual discourse is formatted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get this. This is to me. I'm baffled at the ignorance of some of these people that are in here asking these questions.
Because no matter what, it will never be enough.
This is not challenging to me at all.
It will never be enough, Dito. No matter what,
it's not challenging to me at all. It's very simple.
Well,
and see, hold on, but see, this is this. Then they say this, BMT. You're making the minority the majority. No, I did not. You didn't hear what I said. I said, see, that's where you're not listening to what I stated. I said I clearly stated that the better question would be, is the majority of black men building as a whole? Because the majority of black men are not. Yes, we are the minority, but the essence of the initial question was black men are black men building, or black men are not building. Okay, so all I have to do is name one person to debunk that question, because that was the question. This is simple English. You know, I don't understand this, man. This is like this is like elementary to me, man.
No,
But
let's ask the easier question. Why are these so-called women that's saying that they want to see black men build? Why are these women not working with these black men that are trying to build? See, that's the real.
That's a good question.
That's the real. See, but here's the thing about it. They'll join with black men that attack other black men. They'll join with everybody who has dysfunction or chaos. But you'll have it where I work with you. You work on many projects. I've worked with chaos. I worked with many positive black men who have tried
to help me a lot, BMT, to be honest.
But now, hold on now. But now we are men that are working.
Yeah.
We worked with other women who have tried to build. But why aren't the ones that so-called they say they're trying to build? Why aren't they trying to work with them? That blows my mind. That for people that so much complain, but they don't want to join the doers in trying to do something, but they rather just complain. See, that's when you can call the hypocrisy of the bullshit. It's like you're complaining about the laborers, but you don't want to join the laborers in the vineyard and work. But then you'll say there's not enough. Why ain't nobody doing nothing? So
right.
then why the fuck are we even paying you attention? I'm working with men and women. I'm working with the brother right now. I've been working with you for how many years? And chaos. I ain't never seen. I can name the women that want to work with us, bro.
Roughly around 2 years now, or a year and a half.
But it's gonna never be enough. That's why I said I just don't have time.
But one thing I do want to say, I'm glad you're up at BMT, because you do put more into the community. Hell, where you at, you doing a lot more men than expected. You know what I'm saying? Even to the point where you one time was ill and you're still pushing. But it goes back again, when women really want to see men that's actually doing something, they'll complain all day, every day. But when the men that's visible, they're not promoting, they're not saying nothing. And I noticed one put Q butter. That's one person. Anybody else? And I want to know what has she helped Q butter, because I remember she one time was promoting cerulean, and she
Yes, she
stopped doing
was.
that. And here's my thing: cerulean wrote a plan to help empower not only black men but also black women in that same plan. She do not promote that no more. You ever notice that? The Great Fall Initiative was written and completed back in 2019. That is a well-documented plan that black people could read and implement to today, tomorrow, and next week. She stopped doing it. And I tell you, the reason why she stopped doing it, because in her heart, she don't want things to change.
Right?
This is a money grab. This is a money grab at the end of the day, brothers and sisters.
I mean,
And we're going to rebut and debunk this. And I'm going to say this personally because no one ever heard this. When Cerulean had the same back end conversation with her, he told a person, yo, you're in here for the money. That's it. And she couldn't say nothing about it. She was silent.
Right. Well, my thing is this, man. I don't really watch her show like that, and I watch it from time to time just to see what she's talking about. I actually, be honest with you, I watched her content probably in the last week, a few days since they've been talking about the petition and everything, and Reg came out with the thing about, I'm like, come on, you know how many people signed that petition? 45 people.
That's not a lot, bro.
That's crazy. I'm like, what are y'all doing, man? Like,
it's not even in the millions.
I'm like, what are y'all doing? And to me, I don't want her channel to be canceled. I don't want her channel to be taken down. I know she got to make money to take care of her child and herself. She got to buy, she got to take care of herself.
No, she got to take care of family to take care of that. And that's what people have to be at. And it's not no shade, no laugh. It's a serious thing. It's a business. Like I tell people many times, don't take this personal. This is just fucking business. And for those that don't understand, yes, she has children to feed. She has a little daughter to feed and everything else. Y'all guys got to respect that. Men and women, regardless, women want to believe it or not. You pay in turn because you like her content. Keep it at that base. But all the information is not that serious.
But my thing is that the thing about it is, they ask me questions and I simply answer those questions. And when my questions were seen as efficient, then you want to go to something else. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought this was supposed to be these hard questions that were so hard to decipher that the manosphere was basically, they didn't have an answer. I'm like, this is not hard. These were simple ass questions. I'm trying to figure out what the big deal is. I'm just being honest. This is simple shit that they asked me. Like, huh?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're not hard questions, but the common sense to when you give them the answer, it's not going to be received. Like,
exactly.
no matter what, we done did the hour of power with professionals. Professionals. Now, these weren't people that we just, we're asking for their opinion. We're asking for professionals in all professions that were all black. I didn't see black people bombarding them with questions. I didn't see black people trying to talk to them. Mind you, we weren't attacking. We weren't doing nothing crazy. But there wasn't that type of support for them. Now, it's amazing, but then let there have been some buffoonery or stupid shit going on, or people will show up for droves for that.
Yeah.
But not for the professional panels. And so, you just got to be for real, man. Like, this is that thing. Like, they just don't want those type of answers, man.
But the thing about it is truthful answers. You can't make blanket, irresponsible statements such as black men are not building. And then when somebody tells you they are and give you and the evidence is there, then you want to say, well, what about this? What about that? No, I just answered the question. That's just like me just making a blanket statement. All black women are whores. Okay, we all know that's not true. But then if a woman asks and said, well, I'm not and so, Oh, but how? Okay, well, since you not, but what's your body count? You know, now I got to come up with another question. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. That's not how intellectual discourse is done, man. That's not how it's done. That's not how it operates.
It's not. And like I said, because honestly, all these goddamn accounts of all these people that
I
don't
don't
want to come up
see
and shit.
sufficient evidence that she had.
Listen,
Okay,
let me tell you right now, I don't really give a shit if there's a kid or not. I really don't give a fuck. But honestly, I don't get paid to give a shit about some
Me
random
too.
baby. Like,
Yeah, I don't care about that either.
when I ask about anything that's conducive towards black people, because in honesty, I don't see nothing conducive. I haven't seen. Y'all gonna have to tell me what has Cynthia G put y'all on to. Can y'all tell me what, honestly, has she done to put any of y'all onto? I would wait in that chat.
well,
What financially, economically, or what type of game has she put y'all onto that literally said, "Oh shit, I went from such and such class of lifestyle to another class." If y'all rather tell me that, I can
well,
definitely show y'all the stuff that I've done physically, and so could the brothers on this got some of the brothers on the panel. That right there is called power building.
well,
Y'all wanted to show me.
to be honest
See, I
with you,
want to. I got to see works. I don't
well,
give a fuck about no goddamn talking points about these men, because these men up here, we done shown time and time again paperwork and shown we had testimonies of, oh yeah, that was right, that makes sense. I don't give a fuck to find out about no trying to debate. Like honestly, we done did some of these goddamn Negro goddamn debates and shit. Listen, y'all
Right.
should have brought your ass to the goddamn arenas. We done did the back to back debates. Fuck all that. She was even requested to come there, and she turned them down. So it ain't like she want to show up. And actually, to be fair,
What they want, they like, well, why don't you call the show so that she can control the narrative and
right?
then start yelling over me and talking and trying to make me appear as if I'm wrong. My thing is, I'm like, who am I to come to you for answers that I can provide for myself?
Right.
I'm like, stop it, man. Like, y'all guys need to quit with this stuff. So they're saying if you want to debate her talking points, do a live stream to a reaction of her videos. I don't know.
well,
I don't really have an interest in doing that, but maybe. I mean,
She had a daughter.
I don't need
wait. You said you want
to
to call into her show, Deidre? That you saying?
Hell no, I never called in her show.
No, don't waste. Let me tell you something. The men that call into the show, and listen, this is where a lot of dudes that don't have foresight. She needs you to call in because she wants to do like what Kevin's doing, so she can sit there, possibly try you out, roast you, and hang on you. You get me? To prove a narrative. And this is why black people don't use their fucking common sense. If anybody's asking for fucking disagreement, they ask it so they can hear your disagreement, so they can sit there, bait you, get you mad, rile up, so you can say something, so they can cuss back, so it makes it interesting content. End the story. So anytime you listen to any one of the content, including me, and I said I only here for disagreement, and you go back for me, it gives me content. End the story. So know that now. Get it, got it, good. And for that comment woman made about the deletion of the video of the baby, I don't know why people still focus on that.
I know, to me that's irrelevant.
Let me say this. Okay, she has a baby. Now what? Y'all gonna still watch her content?
Thank
Y'all
you.
gonna stop watching? No. Life moves on.
She won't be the first, and she's not gonna be the last woman to have a child for a man that ain't worth shit.
Thank you very much.
Why are we talking about that?
Yeah. Why do we even give a shit? Like honestly, like none of us here are fucking her. Why do we give a fuck? That's why I never understood this shit. Honestly, so I want to hear nothing about Dusties. Some people should be the last people to talk about Dusties. Look in your own goddamn bedroom, and then you can judge yourself. So understand this. I got a ring on my goddamn finger. The brother over here, he got a fucking ring. Chaos don't got no damn kids running around. So we don't got any problems in this camp. Okay? So anybody else that want to talk to us about single mothers and shit, that's not holistically our problem. Because our people are in their beds right now, or doing what the fuck we need to be doing. Now, if y'all want to talk to us about some logical shit, first of all, y'all. This is the problem. Black people be worried about canceling the wrong shit. With
Exactly,
everything else, when it comes to education, like that shit going on in Baltimore, see, that's a fucking problem.
bro. I didn't want to go
That's
into
a whole
that. When
that's
I
a
heard
whole
about
goddamn
that,
problem by itself.
that should be a wake up call, brother. That should be a wake up call. Nearly half of the student body failing, bro. It tells you this
Right.
education system is far from broken. It needs to be collapsed. And black people might have to go back and start teaching and their children personally. We might have to start bring back some of these old teachers that's black, bro. I'm telling you straight up.
But
I
we
know you have
worry
one
about
that's where you're at in South Carolina. We might start learning from her how to start teaching these boys and girls again. Because there's no way in hell your whole high school class of this year failed.
Listen, we worried about a 50-year-old YouTuber when our populace, mind you, they were only showing black schools with them low grades, with them low test
Yes.
scores.
Yes.
So I'm trying to we gotta understand. Listen, y'all worried about YouTube when the real world and our people are getting drastically left behind. So what's there gonna be? What are y'all showing? What are y'all bragging about? What is there to brag about when that's a whole 2 generations of people
that's gone
that are below the 7th grade level?
Yeah.
They won't even be able to get a viable job. And we already know Baltimore done gone to shit, as well as majority of the goddamn those inner cities. So
yes,
what are we really focused on? You know what I'm saying? The brother was talking about PPP loans. No offense, but black people are sadly do not understand even the financial literacy levels. And
or the
this is why other
consequence
groups
of
are
taking a
profiting.
loan.
But y'all
without
talking
knowing
about
you get
ruling
into.
how y'all talking about ruling a country and we barely can even get a goddamn county under our goddamn belt.
Shit.
So this is what I'm saying. Like y'all fight about damn submission and all this damn crazy shit. But damn it, like the basic shit, we drowning in. We drowning in. Like I said, I don't get it, Peter. I don't get it, King. Well, I do get it. I understand that a lot of these people do not want to face these issues, but a lot of y'all, you got to understand, a lot of these laws getting passed, they don't really have shit to do with black people.
Bro, right now, as these laws pass through this administration and the next one that we come up in the next 4 years, it only solidifies the demise of black people in America further down. And we saying we fucking around. You get me? That's why when we talk about the entertainment and the education part of Negroes, they will invest more time and energy for entertainment than anything that substance that will be tangible for the rest of their life. You get me? That's why, and this is what my thing with my channel. When I mix up a little bit and bring certain things about even the economics or things about small things, I could see why it doesn't get much attention. That might be the result of YouTube, possibly, but also the mindset of people. And niggas are comfortable and say they don't need no improvement and they're all good. They just want to laugh and cry and all this stupid shit. Then you get what you deserve at the end of the day. You get what you deserve. Don't sit and complain about the fucking white man. You love the fucking white man. You like what he's doing.
That's why
I ain't said all of that, but okay.
No. I'm saying this personally. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I'll be honest.
This is why, like I said, I'm more focused on right now. Like we badly are. I don't want us to get left behind, man. Like when it comes to us getting jobs, us getting our health care, mental health, the trauma that I'm not gonna lie, man. A lot of these damn spaces. This is why some of us had to leave out of these sectors, man. But there's a lot of trauma ER goddamn panels and shit. Where I honestly believe there's some type of goddamn psychological study synapses being done on these spaces, man. Like some of these people just be telling on themselves that they need help. Like we done heard it from the men talk about shit that happened to them when they were kids or in high school to the women talking about some kind of issues that they done been through, and then it's like people come on YouTube to talk about their horror stories, man, rather than actually some things that we can congestively do together or actually set up goals for. And like I said, if y'all want to say, well, the black men do this and that, yeah, I get it. A black man took a slavery picture with some white girl. Yes, we get that fucked up shit, and there were a lot of black men that did call him out. But we're not gonna cape and say that we have seen black women do the same shit with literally white men saying, "I'll say the N word for you, dear white man," or say all kind of egregious shit right there for their goddamn white husband or daddies or whatever shit, and look foolish as fuck. Now, if y'all ain't gonna hold them women accountable, but y'all say black men, when y'all gonna hold these black men accountable? Listen, then we know we're fucked up. Keep that energy. Keep that same fucking energy. I can only be accountable for the woman in my house. And D. Darrell can only be accountable for the woman he deal with, and so far for chaos. It doesn't work like that. For us trying to check random women in the street. That's not our fucking woman. We can only be accountable for what we deal with. Stop this damn nonsense, y'all. Y'all on that damn fuck shit tonight.
Right, definitely, man. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was expecting, I wasn't expecting this many of them to. I expected maybe one, but I didn't think it was gonna be to this level where they was up here. I got a debate almost the whole time because when I talked about the stuff with Kevin, I ain't hear one word. Then, but when I said something about her, all of a sudden, all these people popping up, asking questions about this and her talking points, this and this. I'm like, really? Like, stop it. Like, it's not that serious. It's really not, man. Like, I mean, if y'all just like her content and y'all like to hear that, that's fine with y'all. But you're not gonna come over here with that BS thinking I'm just gonna allow you to get away with saying ignorant stuff. It just won't happen here. So,
but it's fine, D. Darrell, how you talk about Kevin in a way how you view it, but when you talk about her, now these people come out of the woodwork. And it makes me think, say, who's worshiping who? Okay, you can't talk about that this is a so-called male worship situation, but a lot of people worshiping you. So you gotta pick. You get me?
Right.
And my thing about worship, no one worship nobody in America, especially when it comes to us black folks. The only people we worship, if we want to go there, if we really go there, is other race of people. And all aspects, from the economics to where they look. Hell, some Negroes want to have the likeness and look like these so-called white people. So who else is better known to talk about worship who? We worship pretty much people that's not ourselves. And that's the honest fact. So I'm not sure what people get out of thinking that you're learning something and that she's teaching you out to get away from so-called male worship, especially black male worship, and saying all this stupid shit. Okay, that's fine. You do that. But what else is outside here? That's a question people should be asking. Because you're going to go to somebody. And trust me, it ain't no better and no easier. If it was that easy, a lot of us would have been done it and would have been good.
Right.
And this is the process, like you're not gonna like Steve Rep. We're in the process of what we call assimilating and amalgamate in this country now. So they're gonna push it now to start to weed and bleach out the rest of the Negro population in America. So I tell black people, what boat you gonna be in? You want to be over here, or you want to be watered down completely? The choice is yours. There's no between.
Right.
So I think what these channels are doing now, they're pushing the same stupid agenda that the Europeans are already doing right. So you're making his work easy.
Definitely.
And I don't want to, but if it's not something that's opposite to what he's already doing systematic and playing with media, we're doing it with the media that we're entertaining. He's getting free promotion from what he's promoting, just to remove the Negro gene in America, so he don't pay you.
Right.
He doesn't really want to pay you, but
Right.
as long as
So-
he's still around, it gives a possibility that he has to deal with you, and he's not gonna kill you. So he's gonna have to find other means to say, how can I deal with the Negro problem? This is what old scholars have been saying about black people for the last 100 years, the Negro problem, and now they talk about black Americans.
Right. Well, guys, I'm about to go ahead and
All right.
wrap this up, man. About to get to bed, man. I got an early morning. Got to check out some new sites and so forth. Any last words before I wrap up?
So I just, like I said, this cancel shit. It don't work, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. I've already talked about it.
Yeah.
I didn't think my brother D the Row had to address it, but y'all gotta understand. Whatever happens to the black man, don't think this white man separates y'all from us. You damn sure must you don't understand or haven't understood history. It's like they'll hang our black ass, they will surely hang your ass too. So ain't none of us above whatever they're gonna do on Google. Don't think that white woman is gonna give a damn. Both sides, they do not mind using us for any type of game. So this damn whatever, I'm gonna silence one voice. Best believe it happened to y'all too. So yeah, we need to stop playing. I don't like what so and so person saying, but if it had been a black woman that reached 1 million, which there are black women that reach 1 million, I don't see black men saying making petitions to silence them.
Yeah.
And there are a few that are actually higher than goddamn Cynthia G.
Right.
And I haven't seen no man make no petition to silence them. So let's stop these goddamn fake outrage and shit. We need to really stop this damn shit, man. That's why I said y'all couldn't get rid of Tommy. Damn sure didn't get rid of EDP. White people got rid of him. Y'all didn't get rid of him. So y'all didn't get rid of not of a damn person. Hell, y'all didn't really get rid of Bill Cosby. White people got rid of him. So y'all need to stop this nonsense saying y'all getting rid of motherfuckers. Y'all need you done. Y'all play the game and y'all don't do shit until it's too late. When the people say take it serious, you're done. So when Dita Rell said something about the pedo, I didn't see no woman say let's make a petition to get rid of goddamn what's that keto. Where's that keto petition?
Thank you.
Okay. Not a damn keto petition, not a goddamn none of them goddamn sickos that talked about young adults or children. Ain't not a damn petition. That's how I know this shit is fake outrage.
Exactly.
So stop.
Exactly.
Stop with the nonsense. I don't take these people serious no more. And some people done entertain these people. So we're not gonna play this game. Women have been on their panel and in their chat. So we know damn well they ain't trying to get rid of these people. They ain't that hurt. These people ain't that damn hurt.
You're right.
It's fake
Right.
outrage. All right, brother. It's good
Okay,
talking.
man.
Okay.
All right. Anything, Chaos? Any last words, brother?
Yeah. When you cut the stream, I just want 1 minute when the stream is done. I will say this. In conclusion, that this petition, like any other petition, it sounds good and it sounds great, but like anything, you need money. And last time I checked, the black community don't even got enough pennies to really put something effective to pass for the preservation of black people here. So I will say personally to a lot of black people that even wasted time on it, and I'm not gonna do no streams on it personally. Come wait until after all this is settled. That you could do all the petition all you want about certain talk points of certain people. At the end of the day, if your life is shit and it remains shit, and you're not doing anything constructive and get your mental health properly, then what this man has been putting out for that whole year, and you get butthurt, I can conclude that you have not grown at all. If everything was so nice, you wouldn't have to waste your time to watch this man. Matter of fact, you would ignore him because it takes people to keep a content going. Without support, it dies. But it's hard to tell you niggers is because, let's be honest, you love it. So obviously, this man's going to stay around, and I can see many more of him growing after this. And this possibly might push more black males. That's you know, the ones that's trying to keep this together. It's gonna probably push them out now. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you, Deidre.
All right, man. All right, guys. I'm calling it a night. Gotta give me some rest. I got an early morning. So y'all have a great night. Peace.